Hey guys, it's Sammy, and I'm coming to you guys from another room in my house. First of all, you were in my dresser, then you were on my bed, now you're in my dining room. And today I'm talking about singers and their voices. So that must be interesting. Okay, so different singers, you can probably tell by listening to a song, by listening to the voice, which band it is, what song it is, who it's by, whatever, you know. And it's kind of interesting because everyone sounds different, their voice is different, they have a different pitch, they have a different accent, they have a different pronunciation and enunciation of words. So it's kind of interesting. So, the main topic I was going to talk about, because my friend, he suggested that I talk about mainly Steven Tyler and Aerosmith, and of how in a lot of the songs he would do like the screechy voice, and after singing a song so many times, it would, his voice would be tired of singing afterwards for so long of singing the same song over and over again, or singing similar songs with the same screech-like noise. And so that was the main topic. And I think that it's kind of cool of how certain singers can actually do that with their voice and do different noises and different screeches or screams or anything else like that in their songs, because I find it kind of cool. It gives the song its own individual. It makes the song individual. So, different singers. John Lennon, you know his voice. You know he's got that type of, not nasally, but you know what I'm talking about. His voice is like you know his voice. Freddie Mercury, he's got his voice where it's like, he's got that slight screech when he does the full voice where he's like, doing whatever. And he's doing whatever note there. And so you're able to tell a Queen song by a Queen song, no matter what genre it may sound like, whether it's the opera kind or if it's the hard rock kind, like from the first album, or Day at the Races. You know that's Queen just by listening to the voice. And Adele, you can tell Adele's voice instantly. You hear it on the radio, you're like, oh, that sounds like Adele, because it is. And it's just, that's my main topic of this video for today. And I know it's kind of late. I totally forgot to post a video until later on tonight. So forgive me if I ramble, forgive me if I do anything else. That's weird, whatever. Okay. So, other artists. Well, when it comes to the Beatles, you can tell when it's Ringo, you can tell when it's Paul, and you can tell when it's George. But only if you've been listening to them long enough. Because Paul has that kind of, not deep voice, but he's got the wah type of thing that goes around whenever he says like a word like that. Like he might do the thing where it's like his mouth is wider when he speaks or when he sings or anything else like that. And Ringo, he doesn't really have the full singing voice, but he's got kind of a sing-song voice. The same thing goes for George, and you can tell it's George just by listening of how intense his accent is, and because he has this really strong Liverpool accent. So you can tell when George sings. And that part kind of interests me because it took me a little bit to figure out which one sings which song by listening and figuring out who wrote it, who sang it, whatever. Because a long time ago when I first got into Beatles, I always thought Yesterday was sang by John because John sang almost every song. And I'm just like, oh, it's Paul. Because I found out later on it was Paul. So that kind of shocked me in the beginning when I was a young Beatle learner. So yeah, different voices. And let me see. Lady Gaga. She's got this, like, I don't know what accent to call it, but I don't want to say like New York or New Jersey, but she's got that strong accent. I mean, it's an American accent. It's not foreign or anything, but it's like, I can't even do it. She has this thing that you could tell it's Lady Gaga just by listening to her too. And let's see, other artists. Main one was Steven Tyler. We went over the Beatles. We went over Queen. Roger Taylor. If you are a diehard Queen fan, which I am, and you hear a song like "I'm in Love with My Car," or if you hear "Liar," or Radio Gaga, you can hear his voice linger in the end, and you can tell it's Roger. And he has that screechy, sandpapery, rough voice as well. And you can tell when he sings. Brian May, he's more, light and blah blah blah, and whatever. But his songs normally have a really cool guitar part in them, most of the time, whenever he writes them. So that's one reason reason. That's one way of how I can tell it's a Brian song by Queen. Other artists, since I'm at 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Elton John. You can tell his voice instantly. And it's not just his voice, it's his piano playing. If you have really complicated chords on the piano, guaranteed Elton John. So, yeah. And so I guess that wraps up my video. I hope you guys have had a fantabulous Wednesday. And I will see you next week. Sorry for the late video. Also, leave a comment on my DeviantArt or Facebook. I'll leave it in the description. Or leave a comment below the video giving me a topic for next week to talk about, considering I had to talk to a friend last minute to find a topic within 5 minutes for this video. So, I hope I see you guys next Wednesday. And keep on rocking. Keep yourselves alive. This is Things We've Said Today 7. Peace.